Hey, good evening, friends. This is a little off topic for me, but I can't let the day pass without sharing what just happened to me and hubby here in the safety of our own home. And it got my blood pressure high, really high. And just to let you know, full disclosure, I was kind. I did not share what I'm about to share with you here. I would not do that to someone, even when they're wrong. So let me just set the stage. So, hubby and I are both of the age where we have Medicare, right? And for those of you too young to know how the system works, you're required to have a supplemental health policy to cover what Medicare doesn't pick up. And that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. But hubby and I aren't your normal 69 and 79-year-old seniors. I take zero medications. Zero. Hubby takes two little tiny ones. We go to the doctor once a year and only then, not because we need to, because it's a requirement for the health insurance policy we have. This year, we had to get a new one because everything changed. We're qualified. We got our cards. We had our annual checkup. Everything is fine. Nothing is wrong with us. And yet, the company, I'll leave the names out of it because I'm sure there are many companies who require this too. They wanted to do an in-home health assessment separate from the doctor's office. Now, I questioned this on the phone. I drilled the lady who came to do the assessment because it doesn't make sense to me. I don't care that it was paid for. I want to know why, when I tell you I've gone to my medical doctor, you can get everything you want to know from my records over there. In order to keep the policy, we had to agree to this health assessment. Okay, fine. Come on. I'll give you 1 hour and let's get it done. I continued to work in the office while Rich was going through his questions, although I could hear them and my blood pressure started raising. It is the identical questions asked on the intake form at the doctor's office. Identical, word for word. Now, granted, they added more, and it was more like, I would imagine, a wellness check that someone phoned in because they haven't seen you for a few days, or they're concerned there might be something going on in the home that could affect your health, whether it be mental or physical. Okay, fine. She could tell by our interactions there was nothing going on, but she kept going. She goes, I'm sorry. And she could tell I wasn't okay with the questions by the eye rolls and that's just me. It's who I am. So everything was clicking along fine until we got to, so besides your prescriptions, do you take any supplements? Hubby says yes. So she wants to know what they are. So I leave the office because that's out of his realm. I went and I pulled his customized supplements, the actual vitamin packs that are labeled with each supplement name for him. And she says, this just tells me what it is. I need to know how much is in it. I looked at her and I said, why? If someone takes an over-the-counter vitamin, do you look at the bottle and note every single milligram? No answer. So our customized supplements come with a sheet with the breakdown of the nutritional supplement and how many milligrams or whatever the measurement is in each capsule for that person. Because again, they're customized, they're not standardized. She looks at the sheet and said, this doesn't give me what I want. This gives me the amount up here and down here. This is just what the company has. And I said, no, it doesn't. Read it again. We went round and round for a bit. Finally, what she agreed to do, she took a picture of the supplements and a picture of the breakdown sheet. And she says, I'll do this later when I'm finalizing the report. Let me tell you something, folks. That ticked me off. And let me tell you why. Here is a professional sitting in my living room arguing with me about what I truly know to be fact and how I arrived at what I take and why I don't have to take prescription drugs. And she's arguing with me. It more than hit a nerve. So then she comes with different tests to do. She asked Rich to do this one test, and he said, no, I already did that for the doctor. If you want those results, go get my records. Oh, that's okay. Then she got to me and she had 3 tests. And I said, nope, I did all of those through the doctor's office. It's on record. It needs to be done every 3 months. No, it does not. So I declined all of them. And then she goes off spouting all of these statistics. And I said, I work very closely with a nutritional therapist who is very close to an MD, but she figured out that traditional medicine fixes broken people. She didn't want to do that. She wanted to be a forerunner and provide people with the true information, scientifically proven data and real food, and only supplement what is lacking. And that's what I appreciated, is that she wasn't selling me a box of vitamins. She was helping me repair my body where it was lacking from the food that I eat. It was very evident this lady was coming from a traditional health perspective versus a preventative and nutritional standpoint. And what I wanted to tell her, but I didn't, was this. you're going to get yourself backed into a corner with someone who's not going to be as polite as I am by speaking out of turn about things you're clueless, lady. You don't have a clue. She went on to take my blood pressure, and this was hysterically funny to me. And I know people have high blood pressure, but you can work on that by reducing inflammation and changing the crap you eat. She disagreed. Fine. But it's my body, it's my choice, and I call it the way I see it by proof, not by you spouting off information that's not accurate. So she takes my right arm and she takes my blood pressure. She about squeezed the cuff through my arm and then says, "Huh, I can't find your blood pressure." And I tried not to laugh because I didn't want to raise my blood pressure even more. And everything I told her that we do, she degraded. So she came to my left arm, pumped that thing up, and said, "Oh my God, you're in stroke range." And I said, "I disagree with this whole assessment. I disagree with how we're going about it. I disagree with your assessment of how I live my life. Of course, my blood pressure is through the roof." She didn't eat, she asked me my weight, but did she verify it by having me step on a scale? No, she did not. Now, whether she forgot and got rattled, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. And then she took her stethoscope. And did she listen to my heart? No, she listened to my gut sounds. What the heck? Anyway, I was furious. And I don't appreciate my time being wasted by expert people. And when I again challenged what this information was for, it is for overall in home care to make sure that a husband and wife aren't beating up on each other or aren't mentally or physically abusing each other. And after she left, I looked at my husband and I said, "We're both in the room when everyone's questions are being asked. If I were beating up on you or you were beating up on me and we were afraid of each other, would you have answered her question honestly?" Come on, people. If you want honest answers, separate the people, make sure they're not in the room if you truly see evidence of abuse, right? I mean, where is the common sense of it all? I don't know. So here's what I can tell you. Here's what I do. I'm part of a company that takes health assessments very seriously. HIPAA compliant, reviewed by two renowned professionals who do it for a living. They look at what you eat, how you sleep, what your relationships are like, what your work is, what your daily habits are like. So, in essence, it's a bird's eye view of your whole life. That gives them an idea, and the food you eat, that gives them an idea of where to start to help your problems. It's not about the money. It's about the person. So I'm not here to sell you anything. Remember, I'm not a coach. I'm a resource guide. And caring for you is what I do because I was once in your shoes. So if you'd be interested in a free health assessment and you'd like to join a Facebook group, or actually we're on school now, if you'd like to be part of a free community where you can learn real facts, not this made up mumbo jumbo, and become your own health advocate like Rich and I do. We push back. We don't take any crap even off of our doctor. Our doctor said, I love you, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you this. And I'm like, thank you. You told me goodbye. And if I need her, I know she's there. I know she's capable, but she's spewing out all this random mumbo jumbo that's just black and white across the board. It's forget that. Look at me. I'm here in the room. Look at me as an individual. Don't have me be a sheep running through the chute. So, anyway, back to my offer. If you'd like to learn what I've learned to help me and my family, just shoot me a message and say, I'd like an invite, please. And then you can decide for yourself. But I'm not giving medical advice, that's for sure. But I am being very real with you and very accurate with you that what they're doing to people using scare tactics is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And from this point forward, we aren't doing another one. When we need help, we will reach out to who we need to reach out to. And maybe it's true, there are people who aren't strong like we are and who need people to intervene. Okay, fine, go take care of them and leave me alone. So I'd love, and I know I'm going to hit some nerves with this. I know I am. And it's okay because I have thick skin like a rhino, like you wouldn't believe. I work with truck drivers all day long, and you can't say or do anything to me that hasn't already been done over the past 20 years. Trust me. So I would love to hear your thoughts. And again, if you'd like an invitation to learn more, just private message me, invite, please, and I'll get you that link. For now, though, I'm done. I need to chill out, go have some ginger tea, and calm down so I can sleep tonight. All right, friends, I really appreciate you listening to me rant, but I had to say my piece about this. But I want to hear from you. How do you feel about that? Has it ever happened to you? And what would you do if your insurance did that for you? All right. Have a great night.